Hey, how we doing? Welcome to another edition of the Mac and the Moose Show. Obviously, very busy episode. We have, one of our white whale guests that we've been trying to get for quite finally got him. So he's coming on later. We'll save the surprise for who we. Ton of playoff implications from Week 13, a big Week 12 to review. Shadow Realm is also coming back. I say we dive right into it.
Yeah, jump right in. We'll do scores of last week. So starting out, we had me versus Walt. I took that one. Little surprising too when two of my players put up 0 points, but Josh Jacobs carrying the weight for me. But pushing Walt further and further down. I'm officially out of the Shadow Realm now, so appreciate that. Now I can just sit back and enjoy the last few weeks, and Bach can worry about trying to get himself in the playoffs.
Yeah, huge congratulations. Obviously, officially realm. So that's again, like you mentioned, really big. You mentioned Josh Jacobs. I just looked. You got him in the 5th round. Throw a little salt into Carter's, but Carter got J.K. Dobbins. Let's see, 2, 3, 4. Yep, Carter took Dobbins a pick before. He could have had Josh Jacobs. So no, it's back at that. Obviously, Josh Jacobs has been a huge player this year. So yeah, big win on the flip side. Walt moves to 5-7. We'll get to standings, but Britley needed a win to kind of solidify his playoff chances in it. But Walt's team, there's kind of high and low with his team, and recently it's been a little bit more low. So it'll be interesting to see if he can right ship. And asked about a few times, Mac. I think Walt, if he sneaks into the playoffs, whether it's Logan or Josiah. Or did Josiah clinch the first round?
Yeah. Yes,
So
he
yeah,
did. Yeah, he's
so Logan should be hard for Walt to hit because again, I think if Walt does make it, Travis Kelce, Delvin Cook, Lamar Jackson are some players that can certainly go off. But yeah, Mac, big win to you. T. Higgins and a really nice performance, and yeah,
yeah.
now you get to sit back and go from there.
Yeah, I get to enjoy it a little bit now. Enjoy the final season. Next up, we have Teddy versus Carter. Congratulations, Carter. Scoring over 100 points this week. Very big, uh, very big thing. Luckily, it was from basically your two quarterbacks putting up that, and your defense putting that up. But we saw this one coming. Teddy's moving to 7-5. Carter just needs a win here in the next few weeks to get out of that shadow realm as well. But I kind of saw this one coming.
Yeah, Carter losing his 9th straight. Definitely not his year. I'm thankful though that he did get 3 wins to start the year, or else I think he would sweating out these last 2 weeks even more. On the flip side, I think Teddy's team up, Mac. We kind of spent a few weeks
Yeah,
talking about the fact that his team, wasn't scoring a whole lot of points, and now out of nowhere, I shouldn't say out of nowhere, but he was lucky enough to string things despite his low points for early on. He's found himself in a spot where teams starting to play a lot better. He can still make the playoffs. Yeah, I believe he still controls, kind of to a certain degree. If he can win out here, he puts himself in a really good spot. Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, obviously, and then Keenan Allen getting healthy. So Teddy's definitely one of those dangerous teams that he sneaks into the. He's had a pretty good record of getting to the. So I definitely think he's a team that can get hot at the right time. So moving forward, and like we said about Carter, it wasn't a very deep team to begin with. Even when he gets 2 solid weeks, like he got, or I should say, a solid week from both of his quarterbacks, doesn't have receivers or running backs to really do a whole lot more. He's gonna find himself in a spot where I think this year, luckily, and maybe regroup. We've done this 2 straight weeks. Let's do another week. Your word, if you're watching this, is deodorant. So again, if you do watch this, Carter, text to the group chat.
Yeah, well, I will say after running some of those numbers today, real quick, looking at it, if Kyle does win 2 more games and Carter loses out, technically Carter will be moving on because he does have points for. So at this point, he's just rooting for. He's kind of already clinched it.
If they have the same record, they'll do a shout around matchup
Oh, that's
points.
right. I forgot. So okay, so never mind. That is wrong. So yeah, Carter
Carter needs
just
to lose
needs a
out.
win.
Yeah.
Carter needs
and
a
then Kyle
win,
would need
or
to
he needs Kyle to have a loss.
correct.
So
Yep.
that's all he needs there for that. So next up, we have you versus Logan. I told Logan he's not going to win another game this year. He's going to be wiped out. And it was a good showing. Everyone kind of showed up for your team except for Alvin Kamara, but
Oh, yeah.
Josh Allen doing his thing.
On a week where obviously Justin Fields doesn't play, I'm happy to win. I would say in some ways I'm lucky because that I went into Monday night. I wouldn't say needing a miracle, but I needed the Steelers defense to base for Pittman, and Pittman actually had a pretty strong game, scored a touchdown. I gotta stop playing Gabe Davis. He's just play because he kind of pops off randomly, but he's been hurting me. He's been hurting me. So I need one of those 2 guys to kind of figure it out because the rest of my team is providing a pretty solid base. One thing I wanted to talk about is Eddie was kind of asked. I dropped Mac to pick up Bryce Perkins. It was because Mac played on Thursday. So if I played him in my quarterback, and therefore Fields was active, I would not have gotten the chance to see him, obviously. Now, Mac Jones went out 26 points, so it would have been okay, but he has not done that by dropping Mac Jones and picking up Perkins. I felt like Perkins, him compared to Mac Jones wasn't going to be too big of a difference. And if I was lucky enough to have Thielen, it would be worth the risk. Almost cost me the week, but that was my rationale in thinking that. Obviously, Perkins is not a long-term solution. Jones, to be honest, I don't think he's going to score 26 points every week. But yeah, no, I'm very happy with the win. I think on the upside, Mac, we definitely need to bring up Logan's team. I don't know if he's doing it just to be funny or whatever, but he keeps talking about like every other day he feels about his team. I obviously think the Jimmy G trade, we've talked about that at length. Not a very good trade because you took a quarterback in a run-heavy offense, probably that won't heavy run offense in the league, and you picked up a running back who's in a pass-heavy offense in the Dolphins. And you got rid of a running on the Patriots, which is a run-heavy team. And you got rid of a quarterback, which is a pass-heavy team. So that's taking itself out. Logan, I guess now, made all those trades to try to get the 1 seed. That's out of he's going to be the 2 seed and probably play Walt or the J-Mac team that's got hot, or maybe sneaks in. So yeah, you put the curse on his team, and it'll be interesting to see.
It's definitely I will say after having Logan blocked on a text message for about a week now, it's definitely opened me up. I've the mental health state is going up a lot more. I know that's a big thing that people focus on, especially during the season. But dropping him was one of the best things I did this season. I got rid of him. All of a sudden, I'm winning a game. I'm getting out of the shadow realm. So it feels all things were going up for me there. So really proud of that. Next we have next we have Mitchell versus Justin. Justin, what happened, buddy? Now everything's clicking for you.
Yeah, I mean, he really went about a span of went from, I think everyone was thinking he was going to be around to now. I mean, he's like I said earlier, he's one of the hotter teams. He's gotten production out of the quarterback position finally. He's he Potson has been able to play him. Hey, look at what happens. Don't play twin receivers from the same team over and over. You actually give a chance. So yeah, no, he's a really good job and huge win for him. Not that the shadow really in his mind coming into this week, but it was, like we mentioned, a handful of weeks ago. So that's totally out of his concern, and now he's fighting for that. So good job, Justin. On the other side, you have obviously Mitchell, who struggled this week. I think we mentioned trade. I think he made a really strong trade to get Trevor Lawrence. I think that'll help moving forward. It's just his second quarterback has not been very good. He dropped Russell Wilson, surprising, but Russell Wilson hasn't done anything either. Unfortunately for Mitchell, Jonathan Taylor is getting high. I know in the group chat there was a talk about some trades that looked okay at the time, and now you're reflecting that's one trade that Mitchell probably wishes he could have back. However, Kenneth Walker, Cordell Patterson, Stevenson, so he does still have good options. Boomer bust team as well, I'd say. 99 points is not out of the question, but also 150 points or so isn't either. So playoff life, and he's got a big matchup this week, so he'll have to move on quickly in one of the next two, if not both of them. So
Yeah, it's nice to see Cordell Patterson finally showing he's human there. He was putting up some
yeah.
record numbers there for a minute, but now he's come back down. Next up, we have Eddie versus Kyle. Eddie, another team that showed up. The James Conner move really worked out for him, and luckily, seeing Justin Herbert finally be able to make some moves out there.
Eddie held strong with Justin Herbert. I know I had reached out multiple to kind of the trade value or see where he was, and I will best Eddie values his players a little bit higher than I think most. So it was tough to make a deal. I know Logan and him were in talks, but Eddie decided to hold on to him. And if he can get a strong finish, just like J Mac, who would have thunk it, Eddie might in the playoffs. So congrats, Eddie, on the win. On Kyle, obviously, is real spot for the shadow round. He needs to win out and have Carter lose out. It's just not very good. I don't know how else to say it. That Miles Sanders and Pierce trade is kind of been feast or famine at times. At this week, he got 30 points out of Sanders and 0 out of Pierce. So really, a grand total of 30 points out of 2 running backs, which is pretty good. But the rest of his team, receiver-wise, has not. I mean, he's starting Landry. That's
Jarvis
pretty
Landry.
much enough said, right? Not much more I say about that. Kyle, Matt Ryan, that's very, very tough. You have some bench guys that actually did some, Robinson, some good things. So you just don't really have a strong quarterback. You're going to need a miracle moving forward. So Kyle, good luck these next 2 weeks. Like I said, big win for you. You're going to need if you're going to go with Mike White. What's your situation there? So yeah, some big wins for these two teams moving forward. Winning for Eddie.
Well, he's definitely going to have to because Brissett's going down. I don't think he'll start with Deshaun coming in, so he gets Mike White. That works out.
You would let's be honest, Mac. Eddie's the same guy that started what's his name multiple weeks in
yeah.
Walker when he week after week. So it wouldn't be surprising for Eddie to pick up. I don't even know. So whoever the Rams start at quarterback this week, and I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. But moving on to our game of the week, we have Josiah versus Bill. We both called this one. Josiah, unstoppable. The team is looking really good. His wide receiver core is a little shaky, but when you have Patrick Mahomes, Nick Chubb, and Joe Burrow, I think you're gonna be all right.
Yeah, I mean, this was a week where I was kind of following this closely because again, Mahomes didn't have a great game, as far as, those are guys that are in the third. But he found a way to have a big day from other play. Big win for him. We'll talk about standings and clinching scenario. This clinched Josiah a first round bye, which is really important. in a division where Logan has a pretty strong team, and obviously come out of that third spot, which is definitely a weaker spot. But that first round bye is on the flip side. Bills stay definitely underachieved. Ian getting hurt. I don't know the status of him. I believe he's questioned this week. Kittle, after a big week, kind of got down to earth. So
Picking
still
up
a week
Russell
from
Wilson.
Bill. Yeah, strong week from Bill, but when you get 0 from one of your play good for you for the last few weeks, like ETN, it's tough to overcome. So I do want to say this was the last week, Mac, of East versus West. Obviously, fun rivalry the whole year. I would like someone to fact check me, maybe Walt or Eddie. They said, I believe the East and West finished exactly 500 again this year. I believe every week it went 3-3, 3-3. Again, if someone wants to fact check me on that, but it's kind of that after all that discussion, the divisions ended up going 500 against each other interleague play, like in baseball. So,
well, going into the standings here, so we have Josiah and Logan already 100%. And really the thing coming down to it is, the three, Walt, Justin, and Eddie. These upcoming weeks are going to be pretty crucial for them, starting with this week. And then on the other side, we do have Teddy, who can still possibly get in.
So one thing I wanted to add, because percentages are up there, percentages don't take into effect that the divisions decide the not best record. So that's why myself, Bill are all 100%, is because if we had just one big division, obviously J Mac and Eddie could not get in, because so that's why we're at 100. Now, that being said, obviously it's we'll talk about playoff scenarios, but the things in the East are really important for the final playoff seed. The top two are settled. We'll get into the West here in a second, but there's a lot decided here with 2 weeks. So yeah, it's going to be an important to finish up.
Having some issues here. All right, and then we're gonna go with the lock.
Yeah, I'm going with another under in the Cowboys Colts game. I believe my win last put me back to over 500, which has been nice. The Rams really screwed me this year. I took them multiple weeks, never did. But everything else has been working out pretty well. So hopefully another win this week will put me in a spot to finish over 500 for the season. Under in the Sunday night game.
I like it. And so now, without further ado, our guest for the day for this show, Mitchell Bills.
Oh boy!
All right, Mitchell. Oh God, what do we have? He just gone?
Hopefully he keeps his clothes on.
Yeah. Mitchell, are you there? Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry, boys. Late as usual. I didn't want to disappoint. Just doing some of my Wednesday night ritual. Praying to my. Most importantly, praying for my opponents, but just something we do in house.
There you go. So, Moose,
Mitchell, what's up?
What? Are we having connection issues? So, what?
Yeah, you're jumping a little in and out, but
I'm sorry, you're cutting out, Matt.
Yeah.
God.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Mac, why don't you go ahead and start with the question then, since
All right.
Mitchell trouble hearing me.
So, Mitchell, you've dodged last year not coming on the show. So, coming on the show, is there anything specific you want to first talk about?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank you guys for keeping this going. So our little autistic friend Logan likes to get personal from time. He can dish it, but he can't really take it. Kind of thing. Glad to see you guys are keeping it going. And also just all the things that you guys said about me, my team, and how I like to run. Just been just a blessing, and I just appreciate all the compliments. So that's been a blessing. So thank you for sure.
Yeah. Mitchell, I guess let's get right into it. You are the only team that is projected to make the playoffs right now with a negative point differential, meaning you have actually gotten more points scored again. You've scored points. So definitely some luck in your 8-4 record. What exactly do you attribute your luck to?
Luckiness, I don't know if that's a word, but the way I've kind of ran my team throughout is off the vibe, off the vibe of how I feel they're going to be able to perform that week. Miss Winston starting at quarterback in a ghost game that he's not really getting the start. Best for my team, then I think that's best for my team. And it's sort of worked out for them. And then just pickups, and then getting a trade with our also been a blessing. And I'm sure he'll take this in a good manner. So I'm a little bit here. But no, again, thanks on my team. It's not backhanded at all. I know you guys would never do that. So I hate that. And I'm just happy to see you guys have become so close through this league. It really does warm my heart seeing that you two, have formed this relationship that no one really saw, and now you guys have become and have this thing together.
You're really breaking up. I appreciate that though.
Really like to see, I never would have guessed Mac and this friendly together, and kind of join this relationship as a commissioner. To see you guys do this, it really has been.
Well, Matt, I didn't know we were so hated against each other from the beginning, but
Yes.
I don't know where that's coming from.
Views it like that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So obviously another big part of the league is being commissioner, and one of the hottest debate always goes back to win championships. Like, when do they actually count? So I'd like to hear your opinion. I know there's some chips that happen with smaller sized leagues. So everything is a champion all the way back to when this league first. Is it kind of like the Super Bowl era, in your opinion?
A championship is, it doesn't matter. Kind of like when a baby's born, you don't have to go back in the old abortion debate. It's one thing, it's a baby. When a championship becomes a champion. So, that first one, I was lucky enough, to take that one home. And I was also lucky enough to play against one of our own, Josiah, who unfortunately is more lucky to luck out, and luckily win. That's just what it is with the first two. Some people, but I mean, it was a league just like it is now. We all played under the same rules. So, and just like these last couple have counted,
Well,
so yeah, go ahead, Mac.
No, go for it.
I was going to say, leave it to our to get political the podcast. This will probably get Spotify now. But anyways, we also have the unfortunate, as you said it so politely, amazing co-host, unfortunately, is stepping away at the end of the year, which was an open spot in the league. Do you, and I don't even know if the thing anymore, but is there a person in mind that we're thinking about adding to the league for next
Well, first and foremost, Mac, it's going to be tough to see you leave. A positive attitude. You never complain. You never, negative in the group chat. You don't start arguments for no reason.
No.
You get your mouth really close to that microphone, and I know that's very hard for you to do. So I mean, it is going to be very hard. I'm happy you got a new journey ahead of you. New member, that's something as a league that we definitely will have to. There's been some names, Colton, Mac, who he really kind of hates the league for whatever reason, but more of a league vote thing, and then also piquing those guys' interest to make into it or whatnot, or maybe Seth. He's kind of 1 foot in the, so we'll see. Who knows? But that's going to be an off season.
Yeah, one thing that is for sure is we never let rules not get defined. So we'll for sure get like a very picture of who will be in the league. We won't let up to opinion and talked about in the group chat with uncertainty. So I'm sure that will get settled real quick, and I'm looking forward to that.
I didn't know we were doing sarcasm tonight, but
I also I think we're all still waiting on that ruling too about really the Shadow Realm playoff here. I know that was supposed to happen at that meeting on Friday, but which got canceled, and then there was going to be a group message going around, and I'm really sure that probably happened, and you guys have it all figured out. But why don't we? You're kind of breaking up a little bit. Let's move right into the games for next week. How's that?
You guys have been nothing but nice to the committee and myself. So
Yeah, we have not gone off on the committee. I have not used a crooked committee intro in quite a long time. Actually,
hey, I had to give another shout out to guys. Keep bringing. I know it's tough, but one of these has to land. So keep it up, guys. Those are really nice.
all right. Well, moving into next week. So this is going to be week 13. We're going to have me versus Bill. I didn't really want to have any projections out there for myself. I wasn't trying to have that. I didn't want to see how sad I was about to be. So I
Like
hit all my players, like the strategy. Plus, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is even going to play. Because I guess he just came out and said he's all right with seeing what the future holds for Jordan Love by starting the rest of the season. So I'm gonna think Bill's gonna be taking this one. Hopefully, I can get a bad showing like last week where he had, and I can get a win there and kind of knock away his playoff aspirations. What's that?
I'm sorry. What? That's the connection. Sorry.
Yeah, you got
tough to hear, Mitchell.
Yeah, it's on your end.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Who do you guys taking in this?
Well, it's tough because I don't see your projections, so I'm gonna go with you, Mac, because I want you to be.
Yeah, I figured that. Mitchell, any thoughts on this game right here?
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go with Bill. Deshaun revenge game. I think
it's gonna be a good one.
Ball out.
And so then the next game we have is Logan versus Eddie. I told Logan he was not going to win another game, so I'm hoping Eddie can really turn this around. Start Mike White this week, and we'll be moving on to the playoffs there, buddy.
Yeah, big up here, really big for Eddie.
I think I'm going to take Eddie on this one.
I think here's what's going to happen is Logan's going to make the wrong quarterback, and the other quarterback's going to go, and then he's just going to keep doing that until he finds himself out of the playoffs. Herbert's getting hot at the right time, so yeah, I'm going to say Eddie pulls the upset and gets the win.
Mitchell?
I'm going to have to unfortunately end. I think Logan holds it up to his normal performance and takes the L here. But you guys,
right.
I mean, you guys.
I don't know. This is kind of a toss up here, but for this next game, Josiah versus Carter, I think we're all aware of who's going to be pulling this one out. The most dominant team in the GGL right now, Josiah, and hopefully Carter can score over 100 points again this week.
Yeah, maybe Josiah has a little bit of a letdown spot here because his team's already locked in that 1 seed play for. It's a little bit of a rest just in the second half type of game, and Carter can find him. Carter's 1 win away from avoiding Shadow Realm and getting to.
Well, if that does happen, and Josiah benches some people,
I'm not saying
we call collusion here.
Guys, but no, I'm not saying he'll bench. He's due for a loss at some point. Rather do it now before the playoffs. So, I guess if you believe in fantasy juju, maybe Josiah doesn't cheer hard for his team. Maybe he actually stays up and watches a Sunday night football game for once when his team, needs effort, and that allows Carter to get a win. So maybe he just changes up his routine a little bit because these 2 games don't matter. It'll be interesting to see.
Well,
I'm saying Josiah gets a win, though, in this one.
I'm taking Josiah as well because, Kyle's going to need it. If Carter wins off this one or next week, he will be moving into he'll be out of the Shadow Realm, and it'll be solely Kyle.
Yep.
Mitchell, who do you got here?
Would you lock?
What's that?
You should have a lock on one of these. Andrew's so good.
My lock would be Josiah versus Carter for sure. But
I disagree with you guys one more time. I think Carter finally gets his first dub here. Finally, straight.
We'll see. I don't think he will, but this is when all the games. This is the witching hour, I guess you could say.
So.
Next, we got Justin versus Walt. Justin might be able to pull this one off. I think this is another good game. I know he picked this as his game of the week, but fuck you, Walt. You're not picking any fucking games. This is a good matchup. Definite playoff implications here. But I think Justin might pull this off, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a huge upset for the fact that Walt, an early season pick to compete at the top of the playoffs, like we've already talked about, Justin was left for dead. Puts him in the driver's seat to make the playoffs. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him continue this hot streak. But I have to edge, I think, still to Walt because he has a little bit more quarterback situation where Justin is still figuring that out. Logan's situation, will Justin make the right decision on starting Stafford? We'll have to see.
Mitchell, what are you taking this one? Justin versus Walt.
I think Justin's continues here. I think after that loss in Cleveland, Tommy's gonna. I think if Stafford does get to play, I think he's going to have a big game weeks, and Walt will have a nice excuse for why he might be missing the playoffs this year.
Yeah, Justin's
All
looking
right,
for a
so-
one in a row. So
Hey, that's more win streaks than that's a
it
longer
would be
win
a big
streak than
one. I
I've
mean,
had
yeah.
this year. It would be huge. Final game here. We have Matt versus Kyle. You easily take this. I think Justin Fields plays this week. I think you're going to get it done. I think it's an easy pick here. Kyle, you need the win here, but you do have next week against me. So I'm going to take Moose in this one.
Yeah, I did do scenarios, and I am about 99.9% sure that I've locked up a spot based on matchups. However, I'm still fighting for the bye, which is very important because the West is such a strong division. Getting the bye would be very important. I am a little wary of playing a team that's lost 8 straight games. They're due at points to win, but his last Ringler, and we know they're definitely known for their long streaks. So yeah, win here puts me in a really good spot for that first and obviously for Kyle, this do or die. If he can find a way to win and Carter loses, that sets up a pretty entertaining week 14. So the lot to play for here, and but I do see myself getting the win, obviously.
Mitchell?
Huh?
Moose versus Kyle.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you were cutting out there. Moose all the way. I think there's zero chance Kyle could ever win. I think Matt's team is going to be healthy the rest of the way. You know, they're just going to ball out, and there's going to be just absolutely zero stopping the Moose. Just lose. His team's fully healthy the rest of the way. There's nothing that could go wrong. He could lose this game or the rest of the regular season. So I got to go Moose for sure.
Hell
Very
yeah.
nice.
Positive vibes
I don't
only.
know
I
if-
love that.
I don't know if he was maybe being a little sarcastic and jinxing your team, but I don't know. This man works in strange
Never.
ways.
I don't think Mitchell has that type of negativity in his body. I think he's such a great commissioner that just cheers for everyone to have a good time and have fun. So I think, Mac, you'd be mistaken.
And you guys just been nothing but good to me, Mitty, and
Yep.
everybody. Just hearing it again is just it's a blessing. It really is.
All right, now for our game of the week. I got Mitchell versus Teddy. It's going to be a big game. Teddy needs the playoff right now. Very large game. But unfortunately, I think oh yes, Kenny Pickett in right now. It's a toss up here, but I think Mitchell takes it. Hopefully, Cordell Patterson can go off again. Andy Dalton can do a little something, but I think I think Mitchell takes this one.
I am actually going to go against Mitchell. I know this is probably the first time of year, but sorry, Mitch.
Right?
I'm going to take.
This is a big game.
10 quarterbacks that I think are two of the better fantasy quarterbacks. I don't know why, if maybe Murray's not going to play, I changed my thought a little bit. But man, when you can start, oh, he is. Well, that changes things a little bit.
Me doing before pulling this up, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's unlike you to not know a player is on a bye or injured way. So I'll take your word for it, Mitchell, but I'm still going to go with Teddy.
Right. I mean, that's a heads up comment, as always. I have to go with Teddy as well.
Wow.
He's
Wow.
if he can't do it, just I'm sure his locker room speed up Kenny Pickett up to where he would expect Kyler Murray to be. That's what Teddy been. I mean, a better person than he is the fantasy owner. So again, I see zero chance of me being able to pull this one out. Proud of you on this one. Enjoy this one, Ted.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I did not go the way I thought it was going to go, but all right. So one for Mitchell, two for Teddy, and that takes us to last week. Unfortunately, this graphic's not coming up, but we had Josiah over Bill. We both moved up. I moved to 6-4. You moved to 8-2. We didn't have a guest last week, so we're going out. I'll try to send a text. I'm gonna try to remember it again to try to get our picks here because I haven't done it for the last 3 weeks. Um, to try to get these all signed up. But right now, the only problems: Carter still down one, Bill down one, and Kyle down one. Um, so we'll have to try to get a little tiebreaker for these last two games to see who can pick it, and we'll just figure it out.
Sounds good.
But other than that, we were gonna do some playoff stuff, but obviously we talked beforehand, and some of those projections aren't looking correct because I did it real fast today over lunch. But Mitchell, you have anything
Yeah,
else to add?
I do have one question that hopefully you guys could answer. So your Players Association representative looks choice, by the way. Kyle is a phenomenal person as well, fantasy on. So I mean, good job with that. But it turns out that it's looking the Shadow Realm member this year. Good chance. So do you guys? I know you guys are big Players Association guys and all guys, and I was wondering if you're gonna have a new player move is there. You guys are. I don't know if you guys vote that or how that
Well,
really works.
you're breaking up a little bit, so I just want to make sure that I understand this right.
Oh,
That the Players
thought that was
Association, the Players Association is going, and Kyle's our representative. I don't remember when that was voted on, but that's who we're going to have, and he's going to go into the Shadow Realm. And so, do we have someone in line? Unfortunately, I am going to be leaving, so I don't have any say in that. Um, but I'm
and
sure that
you will be greatly missed. I don't know if you can hear me. It kind of keeps breaking in. That's my Wi-Fi, or if
yeah, it probably is too many people in your building.
Yeah, I mean, I think the players committee or whatever is not really need to be. It doesn't affect when the committee just kind of doesn't. So thankfully, we haven't had it have any
Haven't
concern
had
about that, which is due to
can we swear?
your fantastic leadership, Mitchell. So I have you a hat tip right there for such a
I
great
want
job.
um, swearing now. But hey, thank you again. You guys always with this. One more. Are you guys gonna be hanging out? The pod once maybe the retirement. Are you guys still gonna stay
um
close Tuesday? Just the chat.
I'm looking at some other avenues for this to happen, but maybe we've
With
talked about even just going straight audio
with
and no video.
I'm sorry. Would you?
Yeah. Guy makes fun of us skipping all the time and then comes in here and skips nonstop.
Mm,
But
mm.
no, we're looking at other
What?
avenues for that. We've thought about even keeping it. We did have some talks at the Bressler wedding that we might even go a little bit into the off season to kind of show what people are up to and how they're taking their positions, Kyle in the shadow realm and everything along those lines. But
I just want to make sure that you guys keep your guys don't lose that when you go into retirement. I want to make sure you guys stay as close, and that means a lot to the league that you guys stay tight, continue this bond that you guys have formed.
They say that in retirement you play a lot of golf, and I guess Matt's a pretty good golf player, so I wouldn't have any problems with that. But with that, I think we're gonna get out of here. Throw up the peace sign, Mitchell.
Yeah.
Should do it at the same time. Ready?
Hey, Mitchell, in Ethernet, you're looking for a stocking stuffer. Might be good for
Yeah.
the next time you come on the. Peace out, boys.